Yo, what's up? This your boy Dante coming to you with another episode of Keeping It a Buck. Look, this right here is a very interesting topic I'm gonna talk about today. And let me put a disclaimer right here, real quick, really quick. And I'm telling you, my disclaimer is I'm not taking up for anyone. I call balls and strikes. And at the end of the day, what I'm seeing right here, to me, is a little low key hate. I'm gonna let you decide. I'm gonna show you a video, and I'm not going to go into the whole content of the video. I'm gonna put the link below so you can see it for yourself. But before we go into the content, what I need you to do is always, I need you to like, share, comment, and subscribe. And again, I definitely thank you. Again, we're going to talk about these two gentlemen right here, Mr. Amazing Lucas and Brandon Tatum. And I'm telling you the truth, man, is I'm just gonna go to the video, man. I'm not gonna delay this. I'm just gonna go to the video because I think you need to see for yourself. So let me get this pulled up here. So let's go.
I think we'll cover this tomorrow. This is 30 minutes.
Intro to talk about this. I wanna just express how I feel and speak to this issue of why does it appear that some black people, not all, of
The majority of black people, sir. The majority of black people.
course, I put the title in there so y'all can get to watching this and be intrigued. But it's really why some black people. It feels like most black people.
There we go. Most black people. That's correct. Most black people can't stand you.
Despise me.
Yo, I had to pause it. I had to, because this dude saying, "Hey, most black people hate Brandon Tatum." Let me tell you something. Let me give you a little quick backstory. When I first started listening to Brandon Tatum, I'm gonna tell you, I had the mindset that this gentleman had. I was like, Brandon is coonish, and Brandon, he just pandering to white people, and he don't understand. But as I listened to Brandon's content, I began to realize that my ideology is the same as his. I believe in Christian values. I believe in heterosexual marriages. I believe in black people doing it on their own and not having a slave mentality. I believe in black men staying with their families. I believe in all that. And I'm being honest with you. Amazing Lucas used to be somebody I listened to because he used to talk, with some sense. When now dude have went off on the deep end, and instead of him trying to build with his brother, man, he's tearing his brother down. And I just hate that for the black community, man. We're just tearing each other down like it's nothing. We're tearing people down like it's nothing. But I think this is a problem. I'm going to show you something really quickly here. Look at this right here. Let me see here. Let me take this off so y'all can see here. If you look right here, you will see that his subscribers, you probably got to make his screen bigger so you can see that that he only has, I believe, 403 subscribers now. At one point, he had like almost 500K. Now we're down to 403. And then we're going to go over here and I'm going to show you B. Tatum's numbers. If you look, you will see that he has 1.6 million. So again, I asked, do you think there's a little low-key hate there? I mean, I'm not trying to throw nobody in the bus, but it sounds like a little low-key hate here. But we're going to go ahead and go back to the video because I want y'all to see what this dude has to say about this gentleman and how he kind of sound racist. I mean, if a black person was saying this or a white person was saying this to another black person, they would be labeled as a racist. Because Brandon Tatum is married to a white woman. I'm going to show you her. She's beautiful woman. But at the same time, I was looking online to see if I could find Amazing Lucas being married, and I couldn't find it. Again, it doesn't matter about the color. If this woman loves him and he loves his wife, why you got to point it out and then kind of throw his kid in there talking about his white kid? Now, look, I ain't going to say it. I'm going to let him say it because I just think you need to hear it for yourself. So let's go back.
Not despise you, it's more pity, right? Because you're a idiot. Because you tap dance for the white conservative. And I don't think anyone has a problem with tap dancing for the white conservative, right? Just like no one really has a problem with tap dancing for the white liberal. That's apparently the system that we're placed under, right? You either be a idiot, on CNN or or BET or whatever, or you be a tap dancer such as yourself.
Yo, I'm gonna tell you this. If Brandon Tatum is an idiot, he's a smart idiot. He's a winning idiot. He's winning. Unlike, it seems like Amazing Lucas is starting to lose. Again, I don't know the inside of Brendan's mind. I'm not going to speak for him, but I know that he resonates with a lot of people, especially people of color. And I will say this is that Brandon has never given me any indications far as once I began to listen to his content that he is not proud of being black. He always talk about his black past. He talk about him growing up with he had roaches and they didn't grow up in the best surroundings, and that he grew up in the hood. He talk about all this stuff, and this dude want to discredit this dude and try to put out his shine so he can shine brighter. One thing about me, and as other black men need to understand, especially black people in general, is that we cannot down and tear each other down and think it's going to make us look like we're coming together, because it's not going to look that way. Even to the white person, they looking at us saying, hey, we don't have to do anything towards them because they're doing it to each other. Anything I would try to do, if I don't agree with you, I just don't agree. And I'm telling you some things that Brandon Tatum says that I don't agree with, but I still respect the fact that he has the wherewithal to say it. Just like Amazing Lucas. Just because I disagree with his ideology now, because it's on flip, doesn't mean I hate this dude. I still have respect for him. He's another brother like me. So I'm not going to put him down, but I'm just saying to you, Mr. Lucas, if you ever see this video, stop the hate, bruh. Stop the hate, because that's what it's coming off as, a little low-key hate. But let's continue.
With your beautiful white wife and your white kid.
Yo, if Brandon was married to a black woman, would you have brought his the race of his wife up? Would you? You probably wouldn't have. You probably just said you wouldn't even probably brought his wife or his kids up at all. But you have to bring that out because you want to try to make this dude look bad because he chose a white woman. I mean, it's not to say that he's never dated black women. It'd be different if he's never dated a black woman before. But I think his first child, if I'm not mistaken, is by a African-American woman. So this is crazy, but yet and still you'll probably defend. I remember, you probably defend now that, love is love, so if it applies to the homosexual or the LGBTQ community, then why can't this dude choose who we love? And he procreating and he's teaching his kids values that at one time you had, but now you don't have those anymore, man. And I'm highly disappointed. I'm being totally honest with you. I'm totally disappointed that the fact of the matter that we have a black man trying to tear down another black man. If the system is so systemically racist, then in my observation, I'm seeing that you're contributing to that. You're not helping it. But let's continue.
Beautiful. So it's not really despise. It's more of despise your behavior as it is you.
Why do they despise B. Tatum?
Now, let's hear. Let me cover just a little bit. Let's hear why this low IQ simpleton believes, right? Let's hear his reasoning for why most black people despise him. I'm very curious. I haven't seen this video. I just want people to understand this. I'm going to guess it's going to have to be with something holding black people accountable, right? That he wants black people to do better. That, I don't know, that he feels that the representation isn't what black people are about, right? Something along that lines, right? Where it's going to be like, well, I just want you to do better. That's all. I'm guessing. I don't know. I haven't.
But dude, what's wrong with that? What's wrong with another brother telling other brothers to do better? What's wrong with that? You seem bitter. You seem salty because the dude is saying, look, you can do it. And like I say, in this world that we live in, this majority white, let's just keep it real, is that black people, we're not doing it for ourselves. Some of us are not. Let's put that. Well, I'm not going to say all because I'm not going to make us a monolith. But what I'm saying is that most black people, in order for us to build, we have to build together. And then we can't build together when we have people like this with the Django mentality want to bring down another brother. Man, I have a problem with that. I salute this brother. I don't care if he was married to a woman that was Asian or married to a woman that was Latina. It doesn't matter. Like I say, the fact of the matter is he has a family, have a nuclear family, which kids need. When kids grow up, they're not looking at their parents saying, hey, well, I don't like my mom because she's white, or I hate my dad because he's black. This is crazy. You sound like a fool right now. You low-key hating, and I'm keeping it a buck. But I'm going to go ahead and continue. Again, I'm going to put the link below because I can't listen to, foolishness all day. But when I looked at this video, I was disturbed. Very disturbed. But let's go on.
I haven't seen this.
Now let me talk to you about this real quick because people may not understand my story. I was not always a conservative. I didn't always think like I think now.
Yes, we know you have a walking away moment. We got it. Let's just say,
And guess what? Me too. I was a Democrat because of the simple fact that's what I thought I was supposed to be because I'm black. Remember Joe Biden say, hey, if you got a choice to vote between me and Trump, then you ain't black. So this dude right here is carrying the water for people that have that racist mentality, in my opinion. It's my humble opinion. I mean, I think we're free to say that because if he giving his commentary, I'm giving mine. And again, I'm not defending Brandon Tatum because at the end of the day, Brandon Tatum could defend himself. But when I see ignorance, then I'm gonna call it out. I'm gonna call it out where I see it, and I'm calling it out on this dude.
this. When it comes between me and Tatum, who has a criminal record, it's not gonna be me. I'll just say that. But he was law enforcement. You want to know who has a criminal record? Let's just say it's not me.
Most black people, see, that just proves that it just proves that it's why people resonate with Brandon, because I ain't gonna say all black people, but if you was raised in the hood, most times, more likely than not, even Obama said that you have a higher chance of going to prison or dropping out of high school when your father is not president. I'm not sure if Brandon's father was president or not. I can't say that because again, I don't know Brandon personally. But what I'm saying is this: most of us have a criminal background. I have a criminal background. It doesn't mean that I'm a criminal. I had criminal background in the past, but people can change. People can make a different choice than they made before. And like I said, it's been 21 years since I've been arrested in the back of a cop car because I was not using my brain. I was just doing like this dude, just spitting out stupid stuff and doing stupid stuff without thinking. But you want to throw this man on the bus talking about he had a criminal background instead of saluting this dude that he was able to, one, be a husband and a father, two, to be able to be a provider for his family, three, that he was in law enforcement trying to make a difference, four, that he's out here trying to spread love and not hate. But this is what you're doing. How in the world? And then I just can't, man. Let me just go on before I get mad.
When I was growing up, I grew up in a all black neighborhood. Sometimes we lived in other neighborhoods that wasn't all black, but for the most part, I grew up in an all black neighborhood.
Racial socialization, right? So he's grown to despise or detach himself from what he views as black people, the majority of being bad or being ignorant.
Okay, maybe it's me. When did he say any of that? This is what I cannot stand about people, man, when they try to put words in your mouth that you didn't say. This dude never said that. That's your assumption. Amazing, not so amazing, Lucas. In this video, you're showing how you're not amazing. You're amazingly ignorant. You're amazingly stupid. You're amazingly hating. That's what I see right now, because this dude right here, he was just saying that he grew up predominantly in a black neighborhood, but then he did live in a neighborhood, but there was white people. I did too. Most people have. Now, if you lived in the suburbs, or if you lived in a single family home, most time you had white neighbors. Let's just keep it real. Now, in the projects where a lot of us come from, which I come from, there was more black people. There was some white people here and there, but there was mostly black people. And this is why we have the monolith, or the same mindset, is that when people like Brandon say, look, I'm not going with the Democrat narrative anymore. I'm not going with the racial hate anymore, or I'm not going with the CRT, pushing that, then people want to say that you basically dismissing yourself from black people. No, most black people that were successful, they did something different from everybody else. Most black slaves that wanted freedom and they got off the plantations because they did something different from the ones that wanted to remain. Remember, Harriet Tubman said that if she could have freed more slaves if they would have realized they were slaves. Some of us just realized that we're not slaves. I'm just saying.
This conditioning, racial socialization of how you're perceived. So he wants to be perceived as one of the good ones, right? Well, I'm one of the good ones. I got my white wife. See, I got a white wife. Beautiful. Right? He wants to detach himself as far as possible.
But one thing I've never heard Brandon say, this dude is a nut. I'm telling you, this dude is a nut. I don't know what he's been drinking. I don't know if he need to be red pill. I don't know what's going on. But I've heard Brandon talk about his wife. And I mean, I follow his channel for a good year and a half now, and actually subscribe to his channel. I was once subscribed to Amazing Lucas channel, but I'm no longer subscribed because I cannot not let ignorance into my system because I become ignorant too. But I'm saying this, I've never heard him describe his wife as my beautiful white wife. I've never heard him describe his kids as beautiful mixed kids. He talk about his kids, he talk about his wife. But again, if you can hear the vitriol and the hate in his throat, if you can't hear it, there's something wrong. Because this dude really is hating because he have a wife. And the thing is, look at Amazing Lucas. I'm just being real. Let me throw his picture back up so you can kind of see, this dude. Do this dude like he's 100% black? I'm quite sure that he got some white ancestry in him. I'm just being real. I'm just being real. You hating on this dude. You about like Obama. You hating on parts of you. All of us in America have something in us that is not 100% black. We're not 100% African American. I'm an American. I've never been to Africa, so I guess I'm being coonish and I'm tap dancing for white people too. When I admit that I can be hoodish sometimes, and that sometimes I don't always use the proper words. But if you listen to Brandon and you listen to yourself, Mr. Amazing Lucas, that if I was talking to you on the phone, I would probably think that you were white, and I would know that Brandon is black because you sound black to me. You're the one trying to use all the big words to try to make yourself sound smart, but your actions are showing ignorance. So I'm just keeping it a buck.
My whole family is black, and we did everything together, just like any other black family would do. And none of my family members were wealthy. None of them had money. Most of my family were either burned to prison on one side of my family, and the other side of my family, hard work, America.
Skip.
So I grew up with a different perspective.
Okay.
I grew up thinking that the police were bad.
Oh.
I grew up thinking that, everything was about race and white people hated us. And you can't, man, you don't mess with them white folks.
What happened? I want to know, when did this change? Was it when you got some white puss? Was that when it changed, Tatum? I'm just curious. I don't know. Like I said, I haven't seen this video. I'm not.
If I was a betting man, I could imagine that Mr. Amazing Lucas has probably had some white puss, or maybe he's upset because they wouldn't give him no white puss. This is so ignorant. This is so dumb. I think most black people have had that mentality that black, the police were bad. And of course, if you're looking at the media, they'll tell you that. I've had interactions with cops. I mean, when I say cops, I mean between 18 and 20, I probably was locked up about 12 to 15 times. That's real talk. But my first encounter was with a white cop in the country. I'm from the South. I'm in North Carolina. I was in a rural area. White cop came up on me. White cop, actually, we're still good to this day. Come to find out, he was a pastor. He talked to me and told me some things about myself. And he actually had an encounter with my older brother that got murdered and tried to help him, but he couldn't reach him. But thank the Most High that he was able to reach me. But you got people like this that's just want to make this racial divide. My biggest problem, I'm more threatened by other people that look like me than I am white people. I'm not saying that there's not no racism going on in the world. I'd be a fool to say that. But at the same time, I do have enough sense to know that, hey, most white people, they talk to me. I had a white man tell me last night, he's not even from America. He was in the store and he worked in the store. And he was asking me, I had on a hat that says, I am Black History. He was like, what does that mean? And it was kind of hard for me to explain it. I'm being honest with you. But I was just like basically letting him know that if you want to look at Black history and see greatness, then you see it in me. That was my explanation to him. He said, one thing I've learned about Black people is that, Black people are really good people. They're really nice people. So people have their individual thoughts about us. Some people want to play the victim. Some people want to play the hero. And we got a lot of white liberals out here really trying to play the hero in our life and not like they're doing us a favor. No, we could do it for ourselves. Martin Luther King says, judge a person on the content of their character, not the color of their skin. But you got this dude, that's all I can talk about is skin. So my issue with Amazing Lucas doesn't seem like you have a skin problem necessarily more than a sin problem, because hate is sin. You know that, right? But let him continue. I think I'm gonna give him about 5 more minutes of this, and then I'm gonna let y'all be able to look at this ignorance on your own.
To watch it all. We're a minute and 35 seconds in. Was it when he got some white puss that he was like, you know what? I'll be damned. I got white people all wrong. I got fucking white people all wrong. This shit is fire.
And I remember at one time when this dude did not use profanity. And let's deal with ignorance real quick. Is that it's known that when people use profanity is because they don't think, don't know how to use the words. Listen, I was a cuss among cussers. I curse other person them. But at the same time, now I think I don't have to use those vulgar words to get my point across. And I think this is why people resonate with Brandon as well, because he's able to talk about values that he have that most of us have. Most black people have those values. They really do. And we have people like him that's saying good away from those values. And they even in the video, I'm not going to play that long because his commentary is just ridiculous. But he was even saying that he blamed black women for having kids like Brandon Tatum that have this mindset. Like basically he support eugenics, he support that. Oh, but I recall that it was Margaret Sanger saying that, hey, let's go ahead and do eugenics so we can exterminate the black race. And then this dude right here want to talk about racism. This dude is a nut. He's an idiot.
I grew up with my family, calling people crackers and stuff. And so
now I want you to think about it. Grew up with his family calling people crackers. How do you make this fucking 180 turn into fucking essentially having white dick in your mouth?
First of all, I've called white people crackers too. That's when I was ignorant. That's the first thing that came to my mind, crackers. Then I started calling them saltines, all those different names. But now I got more sense. Just like I try not to use the word nigger when I refer to my black brothers. Now I know sometimes, or my black people, sometimes I do because they act like niggers. Because niggers are, again, it's ignorance. But you don't see that. You think you're winning because you're putting down another black brother. Man, I pray for you. I pray that you get some sense and get it quick. Because if there was ever a racial war, trust me, black people will lose. And I'm telling you why we will lose. Number one, we don't have guns. We don't have the firepower to be able to stand up against white people. Number two is that we don't use our brain. We just come off the cuff in our emotions. Dude, check your emotions. I'm telling you the real truth. And everybody know I used to live in homosexuality. So, dude, I'm going to go ahead and give you that. So if you want to try to, come at me and left. But one thing about it is I realized being effeminate is by being very emotional. Dude, get some balls and stop being so emotional because clearly you and your feelings, bruh. I'm just saying.
I'm very curious. There had to be a traumatic experience that caused this.
That's how I grew up. And things begin to change when I left an environment where that was all I knew.
Essentially, he hanged around white people. That's what he's saying. For anyone who doesn't know, I can speak. I know a little bit of fucking coonery. I know a little bit. I'm not very fluent in it, but I know a good amount. Essentially, what he's saying when he left black people and started going around white people
was how black people saw the presidency, how black people saw the police.
So doesn't this make it even worse? That the fact that you believe you have an understanding of how black people view things, that you still go out of your way and address them in such a hostile and fucking flippant manner. That makes you worse. I
had to pull him off the screen for a minute. When it's just like a person that care about you, man. Sometimes they're a little aggressive. When people care about you, sometimes they change their inflection and their voice change. They want to see you do better, so sometimes you got to come hard. But you sitting up here saying like, dude, he coming down, putting black people down. No, because he's telling the truth about black people. That sometimes we don't obey the cops. When the cops tell us to put our hands, look, I've never had a gun pulled down on me. Out of those 12 to 15 times I was arrested, no police has ever pulled a gun out on me because I just did what they told me to do. It wasn't because I was afraid or I just didn't have nothing to prove. I was 9 times out of 10, I was wrong. I deserved to be arrested. It was just a matter of time. And so they arrested me and I went to jail. I got out. Again, I was in my early 20s. I'm in my early 40s now. So at the end of the day, what this dude is talking about is straight ludicrous. People mature, their mind changes. Shouldn't people have the freedom of thought and the freedom of will to be able to choose and do what they want to do? I love black women. Me personally, again, if I was to marry someone, my preference would be another black woman. But at the same time, if that's not what God has in store for me, and the woman happens to be white or happens to be another race, then God knows what's best for me. And the Bible even says that he that finds a wife finds a good thing. So God ain't choosing your wife for you. God leave that up to you to choose your wife. And he made a choice that he wanted to marry her. So what? Okay, who cares? Who cares? This dude is an idiot.
Makes you an even bigger piece of shit. Because you're telling me you understand how they feel, and yet you're completely dismissing it in order to appease the white conservative who funds you. That's fucking gross.
And you very mad. You mad, bruh? What you mad for? What you mad for? I'm quite sure if you came right, if you need a couple of dollars, that this man will help you out. I'm quite sure that if you was being respectful, that this dude would support you. I'm quite sure. Most black people, we will support each other, but when you crap on a person, you just mess up your chances, man. You just mess up. Again, this dude know people, and we already know about nepotism. It's about who you know. It's not really what you know, it's who you know. So if this dude is able to get into circles and to get into to places that most people can't get into, is because, as the Bible says, his gifts are making room for him. If his gift is to be able to talk and to be able to resonate with people and they support him, then his gift is making room for him and bringing him before great men and women. Sounds like you're a little hating, man. Sounds like you're hating a little bit because dude could be on the on cable news, and you know he's doing very well for himself, have merchandise, all this stuff. It sounds like you hating, man, and I hate that you're hating. I have a small YouTube channel. I'm not mad at nobody because they winning. I know some people that started their channel way after me and they got hundreds of thousands of subscribers. I'm not mad because I got 400 or something. I'm not mad. I know my time will come. You had your moment, man, and you could have built on that, but instead of you doing that, you began to tear down your following because you want to tear down an individual that you feel like is threatening your space. All of us can sit at the table and eat, bruh, and we can be served, but it's all good. I guess you don't want that.
How black people saw politics, how black people saw money, America, capitalism. This is when I left that, and I had access to meeting other people in the world.
White people.
And what's wrong with meeting white people? Because white people tell you how to, tell their kids about their credit and teach them about their credit. And white people teach their kids to get an education. And white people, for the most part, try to make sure their kids are better off than them. Oh, you mad about that? Maybe black people had the wherewithal and maybe had some white people to tell them about credit, or they learned, because we in America together. We're in America together. If we got into a war right now, it's America fighting another country. They're not coming over here just saying, well, we're going to target the black people, or we're going to target the white people. No, black people in the military, white people in the military, Asians in the military, Latinos in the military, all of them have died trying to protect what we have right now. Is called freedom. But then you have a Django mentality, man, like you trying to lock somebody else up because mentally you're bound, spiritually you're bound. I pray for you, man. I really do.
And seeing what other groups of people are, people from different backgrounds, how they saw the world, and really how they interacted with black folks. And when I went to college, I went to the University of Arizona, I found out that white people really wasn't tripping on.
And he went to school on a scholarship for being an athlete. And most black people, they go to school, some of us go on academics, but a lot of them go on athletic scholarships. So I don't see anything wrong with that. But I guess that's a problem for him because the dude went to University of Arizona, and you feel some type of way because he went to a predominantly white school, whatever the case may be. I guess to you, when a white person want to go to a HBCU, that they're trying to be black. No, they just want to maybe have the black experience, maybe understand a little bit better, or maybe that's just the school they chose to go to. It doesn't have to necessarily have anything to do with race, but according to this idiot and this imbecile, I guess you have to. And I'm calling him an idiot because you're displaying yourself as idiot, an idiot. That's the way you're doing. You're coming off as an idiot. As I always say, if it ain't in the can, it shouldn't be on the label. So clearly, it's in the can because it's showing on the label.
Black people, like I was growing up
Arizona, right? Majority white.
thinking, I thought that
That's for the U.S. as a whole, majority white. But let him continue.
if you ever get around a concentrated area of white people, if you're a black man on a campus playing sports, people are gonna treat you differently in a negative way, as if you don't belong. Like you see in the movies where the black kids are walking around, 3 or 4 of them, and the white kids are just mugging them and looking at them like you don't belong here.
What movie is this, sir? What the fuck are you talking about? No one's saying that's what happens, but we understand there are people out there like that. There's night and day. Instead of acknowledging, hey, those types of people exist, and that is a real thing, you've gone to one extreme of fuck Whitey to the other extreme of I fucking love Whitey's dick in my mouth. Both extremes are bad. Do you not get this? The fuck Whitey extreme is bad, I would argue, and the fucking I want Whitey's dick in my mouth extreme is bad.
Oh, you mad because you don't have no slaves? Because that's what it sounds like, man. Because clearly you would have been one of the house Negroes. Let's just keep it real. You'd have been a house Negro. Look at your complexion. Y'all probably would have both been in the house. I mean, they might have put Brandon out in the field because he's look stronger. But when it come down to this right here, again, if you don't see racism or a racist mentality, then I don't think that you understand what problem this brother have. But I'm about to end this video because I'm sick of it. As I said before, I'll put the description below because I'm done. Again, I will put the description below. You can check out the whole video for yourself. I'm appalled. That's all I can say. I'm just very appalled right now. So as always, do me a favor. Like, share, comment, and subscribe. And again, I thank you. I just couldn't do the ignorance any further. So I'm done. And I'll put it in the link below because just what y'all heard, y'all could tell this dude is low-key hating. Low-key hating. And I pray for this dude. I pray that he understand that in order for black people to come up, we got to build together as a community. Because if there is anything such as racism and they want to keep us divided, this is how they love it. They love to see us do this right here. This crab mentality, just tearing each other down. They love it. And I'm being honest with you, I hate it. I hate it. So I'm done. Y'all stay up and stay blessed. Peace.